overpay.
Yeah, that's right. 3,800 flights affected at the airline, which is the most disruptive walkout in the company's history. The pilots have been in talks with Lufthansa for 2 years over issues including the right to early retirement at 55. Unions say they haven't seen a negotiable offer put on the table during that time. That's what led them to this strike action. Kate Moody has the details.
A quiet day in the German skies. Lufthansa's pilots have begun a 3-day strike, forcing the airline to cancel 3,800 flights and affecting 425,000 passengers. The pilots are protesting reforms that would do away with an early retirement plan. They say that Lufthansa's efforts to negotiate have fallen short.
Of course, we understand the frustration we're causing passengers. We don't want to affect them, just our employers. But unfortunately, it is only possible to strike in the cockpit. So to reach the employers, unfortunately, the passengers have to suffer. If Lufthansa makes a good offer, then of course we would look at it and consider stopping the strike.
The airline's trying to limit the impact of its biggest walkout ever. Some 500 flights are still scheduled, and the fleet's largest planes have been deployed to transport as many people as possible. Lufthansa said it had reinforced staff on the ground and sent 100,000 text messages and emails alerting passengers to the cancellations in an effort to avoid chaos at the airports.
Our hope is for the pilots' union to start talking again as soon as possible, even during the strike, because I think that we can find a good solution. We especially want this for the passengers, because the strike alone does not solve any problems.
Lufthansa's been trying to cut costs as it struggles to compete against its low-cost rivals. Last month, it reported its net profit for 2013 had fallen nearly 75%. Analysts say a full 3-day strike could cost the airline between 30 and 50 million euros.
And Russia's annexation of Crimea is also causing some ructions on the financial markets.
That's right. The ratings agency Standard & Poor's downgraded Crimea to default before, in fact, withdrawing its rating altogether. This is because the region missed a payment on a bond that was due about 2 weeks ago. Such repayments were made up until now by the Treasury in Kiev. But according to Standard & Poor's, the Crimean authorities said that they had money budgeted to pay this debt and had submitted papers to Kiev to make the payment, but the money was never transferred, and that led to them defaulting on that payment and the downgrade by Crimea. Now, Russia's finance minister says they will make the payment that's overdue in the next couple of days, but those financial ructions still affecting that situation in Crimea.
OK, let's have a look at the wider markets.
Well, we'll start here in Europe, where it's a generally flat open on the European markets. No great movement yet so far, though, as you can see. Paris' CAC 40 opening flat, this after it hit a 5.5-year high in trading yesterday. Among the big gainers in Paris, the recycling for Derichburg is up more than 5% after news that it had secured a new rubbish collection contract in the French capital. Now, over in Asia, markets were boosted by a positive lead from Wall Street and hopes of some stimulus from the Chinese government. The Nikkei in Tokyo leading the gains there, up 1% on the back of the weak yen.
OK, turning to companies news now, starting with the cigarette maker Philip Morris.
The company's announced that it's to stop producing cigarettes in Australia after almost 60 years. It says the country's laws requiring plain packaging and certain fire safety regulations for its products was a factor in its decision. The closure of the Philip Morris plant in Moorabbin near Melbourne will lead to the loss of 180 jobs. The company's shifting production to another factory in South Korea. The British online fashion retailer ASOS has seen its profits fall 22% in the 6 months to the end of February. The reduction in pre-tax profits to just over $33 million is linked to the company's expansion of warehouses in the UK and Germany. It says profits were also hit by startup costs for a website in China. Despite that, though, shares up 2.5% in London today. And after its success in France, the British retailer Marks & Spencer is set to open 250 new stores internationally over the next 3 years. The expansion will include 30 new food outlets in Paris, as well as plans for stores in other French cities. The company says its French operations, which relaunched 3 years ago, will take in more than €60 million this year.
A big expansion there, Stephen. And finally, a breakfast battle in the United States. It's gotten quite personal.
Yeah, this is the fast food chain Taco Bell, which decided to start offering a breakfast menu a few weeks ago. That got the backup of its rival McDonald's, which has the big share of the market, about 25% of those early risers. And in this kind of battle of publicity we've seen between those two chains, Taco Bell found some peculiarly named fans of its new menu. Let's take a listen to their advertisement.
I am Ronald McDonald.
I'm Ronald McDonald Jr., and this is Ronald McDonald III.
My name is Ronald McDonald.
So Taco Bell managed to find 25 real-life Ronald McDonalds for their advertisement to try and push their new menu. And McDonald's has responded by offering free coffee to customers to try to win back those that might leave. Those are all the Ronald McDonalds there. Let's have a look with the response they posted on their Facebook page, though, to that ad by Taco Bell. You can see Ronald McDonald's very distinctive lower half there, petting a chihuahua. That's because a chihuahua was used in a very well-known publicity campaign for Taco Bell in recent years. The caption that went with it: imitation is the highest form of flattery.
I always thought there was just one Ronald McDonald, something like Santa, but there you go.
There you go,
There's 25 of them.
Popular more than you think.
Stephen Carroll, thank you very much for bringing us all the business news this Wednesday. It's time to take a look at what's grabbing headlines around the world now. Florence Villeminot is with me.
Hi,
First up, a lot of